I think my favorite Jack Feaster story was when my husband and I first came to Phoenix. The first person that made sure I met all of the right people was Jack Feaster. I met him at Terry Gardner's annual Christmas party. What Jack didn't know, and well, I'll let my husband share that. But over the years, Jack and I ended up working together because Jack decided to make a difference in Arizona because he loves the state and he wanted the Martin Luther King holiday and blah, 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 blah. And so he believed that everybody was created equal. So he decided to form something called Harmony, the Harmony Alliance, which was modeled after Harmony, but we couldn't use the name because it would have cost, I think, $100,000. So Jack thought there were a lot better ways to spend money than copy a name. So we started Harmony. He asked me if I would do it. I agreed to do it on 3 or 4 conditions. One, that I got no salary, that I would do it statewide. And so I did, and that we would have meetings that started at 7:30, ended at 9, regardless of who was talking, including me, and that we would do it in religious environments. So our venues were at the various religious churches throughout the valley. That was great. Well, Jack, my husband, said, I can't wait to see you stop at 9. Well, Jack made a real interesting situation for me, and it was impossible not to follow through on it. I had to end those meetings at 9, and I could not call him after 9 at night. Well, after, I don't know, a couple of years, I ended up going to Washington to work for President Bill Clinton. And Jack was sitting in the office one day, and the telephone rang, and he could not believe that he was on the phone with Bill and Hillary Clinton. And first he thought it was a joke, and then someone said, no, it really is Bill and Hillary. That was a very exciting time for him. I went to Washington. He continued with Harmony. The best story after that was I probably have the last recorded voice message from Jack. And Jack called, and he left me a message, and he said, the happiest day of his life, one of the happiest days of his life, was that President Obama had been elected as the first black president. And so the reason why I say this is funny, and I said to him, well, you know, I had an option, and he said, please don't even go there. And Jack is not a man of many words, but at this one, he said, I said that he was the first, and let's forget black, because he doesn't like using that word. He said, but even if there was a first black woman president, you would probably talk your way out of it. So I'm going to end with that because I want to leave the last happy memory I have. Jack, for once, I'm going to shut up without being told.